Hey y'all, it's Bethany. Welcome back to my channel, Bethany Brings Books. Thank y'all for joining me today. I don't know if y'all can hear, but it is raining outside, so it's a little loud in my camper, but it's super cozy and just, I love it when it rains here in the camper. It feels so cozy, and my kids are actually right next door at my mom's house, so it's, other than the rain, it's pretty quiet right now. So I wanted to quickly do this book tag. I've seen a few other people do it, and it is the this or that book tag. I've seen a few people do this. I wasn't tagged, but I just thought it would be fun to join in on the tag and do a fun video, and y'all can learn a little bit more about me from this book tag. And I will try to put a link down below to the original creator of the tag. I think I saw it, I just can't remember the name, so I'll try to put that link in the description box. The first question is reading on a couch or in the bed. So I would definitely say in the bed is typically where I read at nighttime usually. Sometimes my kids like to come in and get in my bed, so sometimes if they all go to sleep, I'll go in the living room, this main area right here, and read on my couch. But typically I read on my bed. That's usually where I read. Number two, a male or female lead. So I would say in a lot of Christian fiction, which is what I do read a lot of, you typically have both a male and female lead. If it is just one lead, it's typically female. So I've read a lot of female, I've read a lot of male and female together, but I do enjoy reading male characters, especially if they are written by another male. That I enjoy reading just because I feel like sometimes you always wonder, I guess, how accurate a female can write a male and how accurate a male can write a female. Does that sound weird? I don't know, maybe that seems like a weird statement, but I always wonder, I'm like, you know, if it's this difficult for me to figure out a male's perspective, and it's that difficult for a male to figure out a female's perspective and in day-to-day life, like, how do authors do it? That might be a dumb question, but anyway, I like reading books that are written, like that have male characters written by male authors, just to kind of see the differences in their writing and what they bring to a male character. So, which would I prefer? I don't know. I read a lot more female, I think, but I really like reading male leads, so we'll just go with that one. Sweet or salty snacks when I'm reading. I snack more when I watch TV than when I'm reading. I do snack when I'm reading too, but I would say probably sweet, because I am a big sweet eater, and I feel like if you're eating something sweet, you can usually eat it with a spoon or a fork versus like a salty snack like chips or something that you're going to be touching and getting all over your hands and then touching your book. So typically I would say probably a sweet snack, just because they're easier to eat without making a mess. Like some ice cream or cake or something. I don't know. A trilogy or a quartet? Question number 4. So I read a lot of trilogies. I feel like that's very commonly written in Christian fiction and just in general. However, I like series with 4 books if it's a series I really enjoy. If it's a series I enjoy, then yes, I'll read 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, however many. But I do read, as far as what I typically read, I read a lot of trilogies. Number 5, first person or third person point of view. So this has actually shifted over the past few years. Used to, I hated first person point of view. I did not like to read it at all. I had read a few first person point of view books, but for the most part, if I saw that it was first person point of view, I wouldn't pick it up. It changed a little for me when I began to read Amanda Dykes. Her first book I heard so many good things about, Whose Waves These Are, and so I picked it up when I saw it at the library, and I didn't realize it was a first person point of view until I got into it, and I wanted to read it, so I did read it, and it was very interesting. It is first person point of view written from different perspectives, so we still get the different perspectives. It was a really good book, and it kind of inclined me to read more first person point of view books. And then I also began to read a lot of Joanna Davidson Politano's books, which are written in first person, and so just from there I kind of have opened up to reading more books like that. It's still not typically my favorite. I definitely prefer third person point of view, but I have become more open to first person because I've found some people like Amanda Dykes and Joanna Davidson Politano who really write it very well, and I do enjoy theirs. But third person point of view, definitely my favorite. Number 6, do you read, prefer night or morning? Definitely nighttime. I am a big nighttime reader. I am a mom with 3 children, and so they keep me busy. I have things to do around here. So nighttime is really when I do most of my reading. Sometimes I will read throughout the day if I have, I may take like a little break and read a few minutes, or I may have, like if I'm getting one of the kids to sleep or I'm feeding the baby, sometimes I may read a little bit, but for the most part, primarily my reading is at nighttime. I don't read a lot. Sometimes, occasionally, I will read a little bit in the morning time if I wake up and maybe there was a book that I really wanted to finish or was like really interested in the night before, then I might read a little bit, but usually I read at night. Typically that is when I read most of my reading is done at nighttime. Or, okay, this might be TMI, and I don't even know if I'm going to include it in this video. I do read in the bathroom a lot. So, if you're a bathroom reader, comment below with the poop emoji. But, that's gross, isn't it? I'm not trying to be gross, but I keep a book in the bathroom to read while I'm in there. So, hopefully that isn't too gross for y'all, but I have started doing like little like middle grade books. You have a little basket that I've been keeping them in just because they're easy to read, so it's helping me get more books read and work through my middle grade books. So anyway, hopefully, I'm sorry if that grosses y'all out, but I do read in the bathroom. Number 7, libraries or bookstores. So, I would have to say bookstores. I love the library. I actually volunteered during my summer after I graduated high school for the library because I thought I was interested in going into like library science and becoming a librarian. So the library is super cozy. It's like my happy place. I love the smell of the library and just going in. It's quiet and you can go just hide yourself in the stacks and stacks of books. The libraries are so much fun and I love taking my kids, but I would have to say bookstores are the coolest because if you just find one of those unique bookstores where there's aisles and aisles of books, and especially if they have a coffee shop in them, it's just a really cute used bookstore. You never know what kind of treasure you're going to find, something unique, and just the ambiance and the atmosphere of bookstores. I love finding cute little bookstores to go visit. I would have to say bookstores are a favorite. Do you prefer a book that makes you laugh or cry? So, this is a hard one. I love to read rom-coms. I've gotten into them lately, but I don't know a lot of good, clean rom-com authors. And so I do enjoy like a good romantic comedy, just something that will make me laugh out loud. And I do really like a funny book, but I also really enjoy books that are very impactful and that do have the power to make me cry. Particularly if it is a happy ending. I'm not a huge fan of books with a really sad ending. I'm not meaning like books that are not true to life, because I am a living experience that life is hard and it can be really harsh. And so I definitely don't want to read just fluffy, happy books, but at the same time, I love a story that can impact me and make me cry, but also not leave me walking away feeling absolutely hopeless. So I think I would say cry, I guess, would be my answer. Books with a black or white cover. So I dug around to try to find a book with a black or white cover. This was hard, really hard. I don't have a ton of books here in my camper. I have like some on this shelf over here, some on this other shelf, and then I have a TBR cart in my room. So a lot of my books are still in storage. I have some at my mom's, but the big chunk of my books are in storage. So this was a little bit hard for me, but I decided to pick 2 Agatha Christie books, which have very different covers. This one is very dark, Midwinter Murder, and this one is very white, The Witness for the Prosecution and Other Stories. Both of these are short stories, so. But looking at these, I don't know, this is a really hard question for me, because this one looks really moody and mysterious and intriguing. This one looks a little bland. I think it depends on the genre for me. I really think it depends on the genre. I think typically in fiction, something like this, especially a mystery, this looks more intriguing and like grabs my attention more. And some of the books that have like darker covers in fiction do seem more atmospheric and moody, as far as like immediately getting your attention and drawing you in with the cover. But then when it comes to like nonfiction and stuff, I think I kind of prefer lighter books. Like, I have this book here that I'm reading by Timothy Keller, and that's, I think if this were black, it would be gloomy looking to me. So I really think it's also like my reading. It depends on the mood I'm in. So I can't really give a definitive answer on that. I do lately like just kind of darker books like this, I feel like do seem a little bit more mysterious and intriguing. But again, if it's nonfiction, I think that a lighter color book seems to be more hopeful, if that makes sense. And then number 10, character driven versus plot driven. This one is also another one that's a little bit difficult for me, just because I really had to kind of look up the difference in character driven and plot driven. I kind of had an idea of what I thought it was, but still wasn't sure. So like, I know when I read a book that there are, I read it and I realize, okay, I didn't like this one as much for some reason. But it's really hard for me to kind of pin it down and detail it a lot of times. So from reading about the differences in plot-driven and character-driven, I think that I enjoy character-driven books more because, I guess, okay, just take for example Agatha Christie. I can think about several Agatha Christie books that I've read which are very much plot-driven. You don't get a lot of character development. You just kind of get the story. So like the first book that I ever read by her was The Affair at Styles, I think, the first one that she's written. And that one I felt like was a lot more plot-driven versus I read Death on the Nile recently. There were a lot of characters in it, but I felt some of the characters definitely had more development and more fleshed out a little bit more. And just some of the things that even Poirot, like some of the comments he makes and some of the ways that you kind of see the character develop throughout the story, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed that book a lot more. So thinking on it like that, I think that I do like character-driven stories better. I enjoy a good plot, but if the characters are not really like reaching out, and if I'm not really able to like get into their head and kind of see them as they grow, it's just not as enjoyable for me. So I would say, from my understanding of the differences in character-driven and plot-driven, I would say character-driven would be my preference. Anyway, there's the tag. That is the 10 questions. I will put them in the comments below. I'm not going to tag anyone. I just wanted to do this for fun, and if you would like to do it and join in on the fun, then you can join in, and I would love to watch. I know a lot of people have already done this video, so anyway, I just thought it would be fun to do, and I had fun doing it. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye bye.